Hello everyone, we are Gender Debate and we will do our best to discuss and debate various topics.
From a female and male perspective.
So I don't know if I told you this, but I'm on Tinder again.
Right, okay. How's it going?
Nah,
Sorry.
it's pretty dead, really.
Well, why did you get rid of it in the first place?
I don't know, it was the quarantine, so, people were on it just for like fun, just like to talk to people, but obviously Tinder is not about talking to people, is it?
Uh, well, do you know what? No, it's not rich. There's so many different dating apps, and I feel like Tinder's not the one just to talk to people. That's definitely not the one you go on there just to chat to. Although some of my friends were saying that actually during lockdown was the best time to sort of get to know people because you're just chatting. You can't meet up, so you're literally just talking.
Yeah, but the chats were dead. It were
Dead
literally
out. They're so dead.
people. People were just like hi, and then that was it. And then there were mostly people from like all over the place setting their
Yeah,
location to London. Like, what is wrong? Like, what is up with that? Why
yeah.
talking to this girl from South America? Oh, cute and that. She's nice. She's like,
Yeah,
oh,
but
I'm just
that's how pointless.
just wasting time, just wasting my time, wasting her
Yeah,
time.
we
But
don't have time for these time wasters. Do you know what as well? The most common line, the most common lockdown line was, "How's lockdown treating you? How's lockdown going for you?" Well, it's shit. Obviously, it's absolutely shit. So
I was
where do
always
you want
saying I'm
me
just
to
living my best life.
be? Was we living our best life though? I mean,
I mean,
I just I definitely wasn't. I can't
besides
lie.
besides missing gym, I didn't miss anything else.
Really? Okay. Well, anyway, back to the online dating thing. So you've got Tinder back. Okay. So tell me more. How's it going?
Yeah, so at the moment it's I'm getting matches. I'm getting matches. I'm doing all right. It's just the
Yeah.
matches are not um answering. They're not. It's not a discussion.
What do you mean? What, like you're saying hello and they're just not engaging, or?
Oh, I'm not just saying hello. You know how I am. I'm just like, it's hello baby.
I know.
Did
Yeah.
yeah, I'm saying like stuff like deep stuff. We're diving in
Deep.
deep.
I mean, what is it? Just your best chat up line? Because I can't imagine it's deep talk.
My best chat up. Oh, okay, well, I got plenty, but I don't know if I should if I should tell them like on the thing on the show like that.
Give us
People
one
gonna
that
use it.
give us one that's already been used, and I'll let you know if it would work on me.
Well,
Probably not, because sometimes I actually just prefer when people say hello. Like, I hate it when people try too much. Oh,
yeah,
does
okay.
my head in. Done.
So what? You just want a bland hello?
No, like, I don't mind that, and then we'll just enter into a normal conversation. Or do you know what I like? If people comment on, because I don't really, my bio is a bit shit. I don't really have one. But if people comment on one of my pictures, like something funny about one of the pictures, that's fine. But I've had some. I wish I'd written some of these down. I've had some really weird and inappropriate lines, and I don't know. I think when I first got it, I would find them quite funny, but I don't know. After a while, I feel like they get a bit. It gets a bit tedious.
Well, if you look at it, the percentage of men and female on Tinder is obviously men are much more
Of course.
than girls, right? So you
Yeah,
have
I
to
would imagine so.
somehow stand up from the crowd. You have to
Yeah,
be first impression is all that matters, right?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. Although, do you know what? I do tend to. I'll try to engage in the conversation and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Some people, it's so hard though, because some people's chat is a bit dry. But I've actually met up with people before that their online chat is a little bit dry. But actually, in person, oh my God, they're like a different person. They're so chatty. Like, even if you can try and get them on the phone before you go, then you get a bit more of a sense of what they're like.
So what? You just like give them a call. Who does that? Before you meet, you
Lo-
call.
Loads of people do. God, the amount of time I've been asked to FaceTime, which, sorry, that's a bit too far for me. I'm not
FaceTime
doing
is a bit
FaceTime.
too far.
Jesus, like, I don't really. Although, to be fair, I think that's something that we should do because, you can avoid a serious catfish scenario by doing that.
Yeah, true, true. and then probably you
And
avoid getting murdered and stuff.
well, yeah, that too. Do you know what? Did I ever tell you about my catfish situation that I had?
You had a catfish? No, you never told me.
Oh my god, it was actually so bad. So I'd just come out of like a 6 year relationship. I wasn't really bothered about anything serious. My friends sort of encouraged me to get Tinder. Hadn't really used it before, so I was a bit naive to the whole thing.
How long
And
ago was this?
oh, this was like, how long have I been single for
Fucking
now?
20 years ago.
It was like, well, to be fair, that's how long it feels. It was like 3 years, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah, so chatted to a few people. No one really floated my boat. I didn't really get it, and then started chatting to this other guy, and looks wise was sort of ideal. He had the same sort of banter as me. Like, when you just click, you just get on. So, we were chatting for ages, but we just never were able to meet up just because I was quite busy at the time. He was busy. He went on a holiday, blah, blah, blah. So I'd say it was probably about a month before we actually ended up meeting up. But we were like having phone calls quite a lot, like really long, couple of hours each phone call, like just chatting. And, when you just feel like, oh my God, you've just met, you've just met your match. And
Yeah.
so to give you, right, so I'll tell you what he looked like. He was this white guy. He said he was quite tall, but obviously you can never really tell from pictures. I'm not even going to be able to explain this to you, but I got to the date, right? So he was picking me up, which, to be fair, wouldn't advise that anyone does that, before you know someone, shouldn't really get in their car. But anyway, so he was picking me up, and we were meeting at this train station that was kind of central for both of us. And I walked over to his car, and it wasn't even him. Completely different ethnicity. Basically a different person.
Wow.
I know.
So
It was so bad.
what did you do on the spot?
Well, do you know what? So, when you're just so taken aback, I didn't even know. And the worst thing is, he was like, he was acting so dumb. He was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" I was like, "You are like, who even are you right now?" Anyway, that's pretty much how it went. And then I went a bit psycho, and as I do, and he drove off. Actually, his last word was, "So you getting in?" I think that's a no from me, mate. That's going to be a solid no from me.
Wow.
So that's pretty much how that went. Do you know what? That was like my first date online. So as you can imagine, that pretty much scarred me for a little while.
I mean, I did tell you that obviously my ex was, well, she was not from Tinder, but she was from Hinge. Not sponsored, by the way.
Not sponsored. Yeah, actually, yes, you did. But that was quite a successful story, wasn't it?
That was pretty successful, but I mean, obviously, because it's all about using the best pictures you have. It's not about catfishing, but definitely you want to use your best pictures.
100%. Do you know what? You kind of expect, in a way, that people might look a tiny bit different because people are obviously showcasing their best,
Yeah, and then
no one wants something shit.
No, definitely not. Yeah, and it was the first, so to say, relationship based on online dating. Probably e-dating is a probably completely different topic, which we're gonna cover, sometime in the future. But
wait, so what's the difference between online dating and e-dating then?
Well, online dating is stuff that we're both familiar with, such as any platform that lets you upload pictures, and then create a bio and whatever, like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble.
Oh yeah,
and whatever. This is basically online dating, right? And then it's up to you. Like you can decide who you want to go out on a date with. Like e-dating is you somewhat developed feelings for someone over the internet without necessarily knowing how they look like, or like fully everything about them, like age, location, stuff. You just roughly know, and then you just discussed many times, or like chatted, and then you just developed feelings, right? So that's e-dating, and then you somehow somehow both are in a relationship now, even though one of you is in London and the other one is in New York. And then
Yeah, do you know what?
you're
I guess
planning
that's
to
different.
meet, but you don't know when that's gonna be, basically.
Do you know what I've got to say? That's not for me. I
That is
mean,
definitely not
don't
for me.
don't knock it till you try it, but I can tell you now that wouldn't be for me. Even like this online dating world, I just find it hard work, to be honest.
It is
So
hard work.
tell me what you've got now then. So you've got Tinder and Hinge.
That is all I have, yes.
Okay, have you had Bumble before?
I did have Bumble, but it was pretty successful for me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because it gives, how Bumble works, right? All the
Yeah, I had it. I
girls
didn't really like it though.
girls have to, say the first thing first, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. They
Mhm.
have to interact with you, so you matched, and then they have 24 hours to say something to you, right? So,
Yes.
I think kind of shows, because obviously if you don't find the other person attractive, like if you match by mistake, you can just wait for the time to go out and boom, just disappeared, right?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
somewhat, if you're saying something, you show a little bit of interest, even if it's just hi, which most of the girls fucking say.
My classic line. Hey.
That is, what is that? Like, that's dead.
I know. Right. Okay. So let's talk about how you like to be approached then.
Okay, well,
Do you
so
like it when they go first, or like on Tinder, for example? Do you find that you like people will just wait until the guy speaks, or
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. In these days, if a girl goes first, something's fishy. I'm just being
really?
honest. I'm just being honest. If a girl goes first, it's either not a real girl, as in catfish, or it can even be like a bot.
No.
I'm just being honest.
What? Can I just say though, because if that's something that people think, that makes a lot of sense. Because anytime I don't really say hello first that often, but anytime that I have, I usually get pied. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it doesn't. There has been. I don't get me wrong. It doesn't happen often because I don't really say hello first. But when I do, because sometimes I think, do you know, I'm just gonna shoot my shot. Like, what have I got to lose? And then I just don't always get a response. And I think, well, why have you matched me? What was the fucking point?
Well, I mean, again, depends, because like if that girl is extremely attractive and she says hi first, now 100% you know something's wrong.
Wow, that's so weird.
You just know, right? So there's no point. I mean, it happens so many times, man. It's just.
That means girls don't say hello very often, I
Plus, I
guess.
wouldn't really like a girl approaching me first, even though that's like every guy's dream. I wouldn't really like that, because I like to dominate everything, like the conversation and stuff. So anyway, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I get you. I get you.
But as
Yeah,
an
but it's a bit of a weird one because some guys like that confident girl that will just come forward and just do their thing, but I guess it's not for everyone.
Yeah, I guess so. But no, but as an
Mm.
opener, you said you say if you open the conversation, you say hi. Um, but
Well,
what do you
do you know, it
prefer?
depends. Oh, what do I prefer? So I would prefer, so two things, right? Either relate it to something that's like in my picture or in my bio, right? Or just say hello because
What
sometimes,
is usually in your bio though?
oh well, to be honest, my Tinder bio is dead. I don't even think I've got anything in there. So it's literally just pictures, but I don't care because I don't like Tinder anyway. But my Hinge one, obviously with Hinge, if nobody has Hinge, you have to have like a series of things on there before your account is like 100%. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you have to have, what is it, like 5 pictures, and
I think
you
it's
have
like
to
six
answer
pictures and three
three
thingies.
questions.
Yeah, three
Yeah.
answers
So
or something.
one of the questions might be like, my idea of a good Sunday would be, and then it's like a prompt, and then you would complete the answer. So I
And what would
like
that be?
obviously with what my idea of a good Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Two things, right? So Sunday fun day, love an activity. I do love an activity, or sometimes it just depends on what mood you're in. I would really love to just go for a really nice roast. Yeah, come back, a little bit of Netflix and chill. But I like an activity in the morning, maybe
Netflix
even
and
like a
chill.
boozy brunch. Oh, Netflix. I love a bit of Netflix and chill, but I'm talking like actual Netflix and chill. Like, can you not talk because I'm trying to watch the film? So I'm so boring.
That is not
But
Netflix and chill. That is just Netflix.
that's just Netflix. So yeah. So say for example, you have something in one of these questions, and then someone will reply to that. Like I like that because they've taken the time to like read what you've actually put, rather than just liking the picture. Um, so I don't mind that, but sometimes I can't even think on the spot. But sometimes I've had really random things, and I know it's mean, but I think, oh, I don't really want to reply. Like, it's a bit cringe. It just gives you the ick straight away. I just don't like it. That's probably quite miserable, I know.
I mean, depends. Like on Hinge, because obviously you can like that text, and you can put a
Yeah,
reply or whatever you want to call it, right?
that's what I like about that app.
Yeah.
You can be specific against like what you're talking about. So if you like a particular picture, then you can physically like that picture and add a comment to it. Like I like that. It's quite
Yeah,
good.
my trick with Hinge, because that gives you a lot of openers and stuff, right?
It gives you so many openers. It's true.
I don't necessarily like a picture unless the prompts are very boring, right? So there's nothing to
Yes.
pick up
Yeah.
on. But most of the time, I like the prompts. So I don't know. For example, I can obviously my ex was from Hinge, so I can give an example. Her prompts were pretty boring,
Mm.
but her pictures was fucking amazing. Okay, so I obviously liked one of her pictures, and I remember I said, I don't like. She had different pictures in different postures, right? And they were all
Yeah.
okay. They were all good pictures. And I remember I liked one of the pictures, and then I put in as a comment, I don't know where I lost myself the most, in those eyes.
Oh.
And I don't remember the second thing that I said, and then the third thing I said, or on that ass.
Oh my. Oh.
And that worked. That was really successful because that made her laugh, and then we just engage in a conversation. And that's the thing:
Oh.
when you engage in a conversation, that might be a bit cringe, okay, but it wasn't. Sometimes cringe is not
Sometimes it works.
is not as cringe as you think, okay?
Do you know what? I do think as well, the longer that you've had these apps, the more like desensitized you become to these, even if it's kind of funny, but these like chat up lines, because I don't know, I just feel like they get a bit boring after a while. Like, just talk to me like, just be normal for a minute. I don't know. Although, do you know what? I referenced something about Harry Potter on one of mine. Hold on,
Okay.
let me see if I can find it. It was actually, oh no, I actually didn't match him because he wasn't really my type, but and he was from miles away. I don't even know how we matched, but um, something about Harry Potter, and he was like, oh, he referenced the one of the curses. I can't remember what it was, but it was actually funny. Like, it did make me laugh, I've got to say. But then I think it was just because it was like it was a Harry Potter joke related to the fact that I put something about Harry Potter on my thing, so it was, it was related. So I thought it was quite funny. He might have even googled it, but to me, I thought, yep, you got a little bit of Harry Potter knowledge. That's always good.
I didn't know you're a fan.
Harry, oh my god, I love Harry Potter.
Oh wow,
Literally.
interesting.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, especially I love Harry Potter at any time of the year, but especially winter nights. You can just watch each film each night. Oh, I just love it. Anywho,
But
back
I
to the
mean,
matter at
you
hand.
don't look like the girl, because like Harry Potter can be considered like a geeky thing, like a nerdy thing, which I would actually like, because I like Harry Potter, like it's classic.
Love it.
But you
Classic.
don't look like a girl, like a geeky girl that will like that. That's what I'm saying.
Haven't I shown you my Harry Potter socks that I often wear?
No, you showed me your Christmas socks.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, see, this is the thing as well, right? This kind of leads me on to what I wanted to say earlier, actually, because this is why I find online dating kind of hard, because you probably dismiss so many people based on a very small amount of information in their profile, when actually, when you get to know, like, we've known each other for like what, going on a year now, and Harry Potter is one of my favorite like films, and you didn't even know that. Do you know what I mean? So I
Hmm.
feel like with online dating, you dismiss so many people because you don't know but they, for some reason, their profile hasn't really tickled your fancy or whatever. And actually, they might have so many attributes about them that you would actually really like.
Well,
I just find it.
Don't you think, like, you know, the term of speed dating is literally people going in face to face and having a chat for like 4 minutes or whatever the time,
Yes.
and then they decide if they want to see each other again. That's speed dating, right?
I actually want to do that. Yeah.
But in my opinion, speed dating is actually online dating, because you have from 5 to 30 seconds to consider if you want to speak to that person, right? That is nothing. So it's all based on looks. But I've always said that, and I will always say that. You never go for a 10. You never go for a 9. Never. Even if you're a 10 or a 9, you still don't go for a 10 or a 9.
Yeah, but why though? Their personalities still might bang.
I mean, you could go for a 9. Yeah, okay. Might. But might doesn't necessarily mean that it will, right? There is a risk that I don't want to take. I'll be happy with an 7 or an 8, you know, and I know they're not like a bitch. That's just my opinion.
Is that really how people look at things?
Well, that's how I look at things. But since I'm a guy, I think some guys do that, yeah.
Do you know what? I suppose it's difficult because one, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so everyone is attracted to something different anyway.
Yes.
But also that you could meet someone who, in your eyes, isn't particularly attractive to you, and they could still be a dickhead. Like that's just their personality traits.
No, definitely. I mean, I wasn't generalizing it, even though we kind of showed that. But my point was, I don't know, man. I just never go for a 10 or a 9. Sometimes 9s, yes, because my personality is just banging and I'm funny.
Right, okay.
And I usually
Who
tell
told
them...
you that then?
Huh?
Who told you that?
Oh, everyone. Even you told me that.
Oh, I think I have, actually. Yeah, it's true.
Usually when I go for a 9, I just tell them, oh, you're a 9 and I'm the 6 you need.
Oh, my God. I've heard that one before, and I've heard it from you.
Because everyone knows that, oh, you're a 9 and I'm the 1 you need. Nah, that's just cringe, mate. That's just cringe.
Nah, that is particularly... Oh, that actually makes me feel sick. That is particularly cringe. So, yeah, it's very... Do you ever see someone that you don't particularly find... Like, they might not be your type. That's a better way to put it. They're not really your type, but... there might be something about them in their bio that you just think, meh, let's just give it a shot anyway.
Yeah, I mean, bio is a very important thing because it shows a bit of who you are, right? If you put like a joke, you show like you like jokes, like you're a funny person or whatever. What I often do is I always put my height in it.
Oh, mate. Why don't people do this more often? That's what I like about Hinge, because you have to put your height down.
I think that is very important, right? It's not because...
So do I.
It's not because probably, like, let's say a 6'5" wouldn't look good with a 5'5", right? You know, love has no boundaries, okay?
True that.
Probably they wouldn't look the best because there's like a whole, you know, fucking ginormous difference. But my point is that doesn't really mean the relationship wouldn't work, right? But then for a lot of people, height is very important. Like, for me, for example, I'm 6'1". I always put that 6'1" because that's a big flex.
Yeah, it is, to be fair. It is so annoying that it is, but it's true.
It is a big flex, even though you have no control over it, bro. Like,
no, I know it's kind of unfair, really, but it's true.
For all the lads out there below 5'5", you know, you're still a king, man. Don't worry, you'll find the one.
Yeah, I've seen that meme actually. It's so good. I sent that to my friend. It was probably a bit rude, but anyhow.
But still, like, realistically, a girl should like people above 5'10". I mean, guys, not people.
Yeah, it's true. Do you know what really annoys me though? When 5'1" girls want like a 6'5" guy.
Yeah, nah.
What? Nah. Sorry, they're not for you. They're not for you. Those like 6'5" guys are for the 5'10" girls. You don't need them. You've got a whole array of men that are taller than you. Like, you don't need them. I wish more people did put their height. I'm not gonna lie.
No, especially for girls. No, actually for everyone. It's really important.
It's really important. Do you know what as well? Because what am I? I measured myself the other day actually. I'm 5'7.5", but My friend doesn't believe me. He says I'm 5'8", but whatever, 5'7.5". So to me,
Don't say the and a half because I'm 6'1.5", and I don't say that because that's just cringe.
oh, okay,
It
fine.
looks
We'll
like
just
you're
go with.
too obsessed about your height.
It's true. I
I don't
wouldn't.
see
Yeah,
you
I wouldn't
putting
like that.
I don't see you putting the after the dot thing on your weight as well. You know what I'm saying? You just round it up.
No, that always gets rounded down. What you're talking about? No, okay, we'll just go with 5'8" then, fine, because I do like to wear platform shoes. So we'll say 5'8". I kind of need to know, really. I know this might sound a bit shallow, but it is going to make a difference to me because I like to wear really big heels when I go out as well. So when I wear my really big heels, that will take me up to what, five? No, not 5'10", probably almost like 6 foot. Like when I wear my massive ones when I'm going out.
Jesus.
So yeah, I know. So I kind of need to know. Really, it's important. And do you know what? Oh my God, have you ever had anyone lie about their height? Because I have, and it might only be by an inch or two, but that makes a freaking difference when I'm towering over you.
No, yeah, I mean it's people often do that, and they don't usually
God, they
lie about
shouldn't.
only about height, but they lie about all of like all sort of
Oh,
things.
there's so many other things. I know it's mad. That's one thing I don't understand why people do that on when you're online dating because you're going to get found out. Like if you have the intention, like this whole catfish thing that I spoke to you about earlier.
Yeah,
Now I look back and I realise that actually every time we were going to meet, there was always an issue, and I didn't really realise it at the time. But obviously, it was because he wasn't really who he said he was.
hmm.
But you're going to get found out. Like if you lie, if you put up a picture where you look like you're really slim and actually you're not, it makes me feel a bit sad. Like you shouldn't feel like you should have to do that. You should just be you. You should just be
Definitely not.
yourself.
My advice is don't lie because it's no point. You know.
There's no point because you're going to get found out as soon as you meet. You're going to have so much anxiety about meeting someone because you've lied about X, Y, and Z. Even if it's a minor lie, like you still lied about it, then you're going to make the other person feel really uncomfortable because they thought you were, this 6'1" guy and you're not. And the thing is, it sounds really shallow, but it's not because everyone has a type at the end of the day. So you look for what what you find attractive. So if
Yeah,
you've lied about something, then it's just awkward for everyone and it just makes it really uncomfortable. So yeah, guys, if you're new to this online dating malarkey, just be you and be honest.
I
That's the
mean,
single bit of
coming
advice.
back to obviously coming back to the details like height and stuff. Would you put your weight on your profile?
Oh, do you know what? Interesting one. No, I wouldn't, but I would say that my pictures are pretty reflective of what I look like.
I would say
And
that, yeah.
also, a lot of people have said to me in the past that I am heavier than what I look, and I don't know if that's because I'm tall or I don't really know. So I would say, on the whole, my pictures are pretty reflective of what I look like at this moment. Weight fluctuates for me quite a lot anyway, so, by a few pounds here and there.
No, but
But
that's
on the
that's
whole,
normal. Everyone
yeah,
puts on a bit of weight or
exactly,
loses a bit. As long as you're not
exactly.
using pictures from 10 years ago when you were like
Oh my God, no
when you
way.
when you've
Yeah,
changed in weight like 3 4 stones. No,
Jesus.
no one's
There's
gonna.
I've heard about, I mean, I've never been on the receiving end of this, but I've heard about guys that will meet up with girls and they've like strategically taken their photos from maybe like the neck up, or I don't know, like from the chest up, so you can just see their boobs but nothing else.
That is a
And
classic move, mate. You just know
that's
if a girl
so
has
naughty.
pictures only from the neck up, you know she's a fatty and she's ashamed of it. She's not sick.
Oh
She's insecure,
God.
basically.
Do you know what? That's the worst thing. Like, I know it's easy for me to say that just embrace what you look like, but at the end of the day, you look like what you look like. One, if you're not happy about it, then you need to find it from within to do something about it. But two, like you're gonna get found out. There's just no point in trying to hide it because the thing is as well. I mean, I don't want to fat shame or anything like that, but that's quite a big thing in like our society at the moment, and boys can be quite fickle and that might not be their type. And you just need to, don't get me wrong, there's someone out there for everyone. But if that's not their type, then you just need to be quite honest in your photos about what you look like. Everyone on Instagram loves the girls with the big backs and this, that, and the other. But that is absolutely that's what's in trend at the moment. Because actually, when I was young, 'cause obviously I've got a few years on you, so when I was young, what was actually really in fashion was like the really slim, like supermodel type of
Yeah,
girls.
I remember. Yeah.
Then it got to like girls that had really big boobs, and now like I know a lot of boys that don't care about boobs as long as you've got a big fat back. So it
Oh,
just
trust
like
me,
trends
that's me as well.
change. Yeah, see, but that's because trends change. Like, who give it another 10 years, or not even that, give it another like 5 years, and we'll see like what's in fashion now. Do you know what as well? I find a lot of guys. I mean, actually, maybe you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of guys really like that fake plasticky look at the moment, and I don't know if that's really because it's in trend. You know, that like Kardashian
No,
fake waist and back. It's so weird.
no,
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't. I wouldn't actually like. No, I don't like that. No.
Oh, you don't? Oh, interesting, interesting. Actually, that's what I was going to ask you. So, what kind of pictures do you find attractive? Actually, two questions. So, one, what kind of pictures do go? Because I have never seen like girls' Tinder or Hinge bios, obviously, because when I'm looking, I only have guys.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how my settings are. So I don't really, I know what like my friends might have, but most of my friends are like in relationships. So one, what kind of pictures do girls like most commonly use, and what sort of pictures are you attracted to?
Oh, it's a tricky question, really, because obviously the picture itself is not necessarily important as long as it doesn't show that you are a slut.
Right. Okay. No. So this is important because I often wonder, because my pictures are quite tame, like they're just normal me, like out doing my thing.
Hmm.
But I wondered, do girls often, are they quite like booby pictures? Are they in like bikinis, or are most girls like fully dressed? Like what do girls put up? Like
It's
what do people
everything.
find
It's
attractive?
everything. Depends on a girl. So a girl, well, not a girl, but a person will always put pictures that they think they look the best in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So if a girl, I mean, don't get me wrong, if a girl's really attractive and she thinks she looks amazing in a bikini, she's gonna do that.
of course.
Quite
Yeah.
often, there's a lot of girls really attractive in bikini pictures, or like, let's say the size of their breasts are, above average.
Mhm.
They will put a huge cleavage on, or like a huge picture with a cleavage, right there on Tinder. It sometimes even has a first picture. And again, it's nothing wrong. But then
Do
there's,
they put their face in it, or is it just a
oh yeah,
booby
yeah, yeah,
pic?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Interesting.
but yeah, some girls take it to the extreme, as in, I don't know, because I don't have an example in my mind, but I've seen some pictures that they were really attractive, but the pictures were really, really slutty, so I just like swipe left.
So slutty. So I'm assuming like half naked is what you
Even
mean.
almost naked.
So, well, you would assume by that then that they're probably
I would just assume
that
that
they're
they,
after.
no, yeah, they're just after attention and probably, yeah. I mean, I
That's
wouldn't trust a girl like that.
Well, that's kind of how I feel about guys actually that just have pictures of their abs and their six pack. I actually find it so incredibly cringe. I don't like it because I don't mind like if they've just got an array of photos and just one of them is that, then okay, I could probably just ignore it. But some of these guys, every single photo is of them either in the gym with no top on or just flexing, and I just it makes I flick past. Like, I did, even if you've got like a banging body, I'm not even looking at you because you're such an attention seeker. Like, okay, have you, like, what do you wear, what clothes do you wear? It's really weird. I don't like it.
Because people, look, I mean, don't get me wrong, everything I said about those girls and stuff, some people might still find it attractive, and,
Of
because
course.
people, as I said, this is not even speed dating. This is way faster than speed dating. It takes you 30 seconds to decide if you want to swipe left or right. And
God, yeah,
that can take you
100%.
to a conversation, and that conversation can take you to probably a date, which that would be the goal, right?
Yeah, of course.
But so that's why people tend to put their best, or what, at least what they think it's the best, so they
Yeah,
can sell themselves. So obviously, if I
yeah,
would have six-pack right now. Trust me, oh my days, I don't. So,
Oh,
it's...
yeah, but would you put back-to-back photos of that? It's so boring.
Well,
It makes me feel like, oh, gym head.
there is a balance in everything.
Yeah,
Too much
100%.
of something, it's worse than having none of it.
Definitely. You're right there, my friend. It's true.
So
I'm going to have a look. I'm going to go on mine quickly. Let me go on my Hinge and see what we're looking at. Okay, so yeah, do you know what? Mine are actually, I mean, I've got a drink in my hand in most of them, so that might suggest to some people that I like to go out, which is true, to be honest. So yeah, you know what? In my photos, I'm not really doing anything fun, actually. You know how some people might upload a photo of them like on a speedboat or bloody jumping off a cliff or something like that. I'm just out in mine, so I guess people would probably look at mine and think you're just a party girl, like you just like to go out a lot.
that's the thing as well. So I think it's a fine line in obviously showing that you like partying and then you like chilling.
Yeah.
Because what would you, I mean, what would you want other guys to think? That you like to go party a lot, or that you like, for example, to go for walks in a park and chill and like spend quality time?
I know. Do you know what? This is a funny one because I think from when I first got these online apps to how I am now, I'm quite a different person and my priorities are quite different. Don't get me wrong, I do like to go out still, but back then I was going out every weekend, Friday, Saturday, absolutely getting on it. So that was what my life looked like. Whereas now, obviously, we're in lockdown, so we can't go out as much, but generally I don't really like to go out like that anymore. Like I'd like to go out for nice meals, I like to watch nice documentaries or films, or go for a walk, go and see the sights somewhere. You know, like what I would prefer to do now is quite different, and my profile isn't really reflective on that. So and I suppose I'd want to attract guys that are the same. Like I want someone that likes to go for a drink, because I like to do that, but not every single weekend party. It's too much.
Yeah, and that's one thing that bothers me because, as I said, in those 30 seconds that a person decides whatever they want to do next with the person they're seeing, you can't justify everything. And for me,
it's true.
I like to go out, and I've went out many times, and I used to freaking go out. What, 3 years ago, I used to go out almost every weekend.
Yep.
And back when I was in McDonald's, all my days, I was not even changing, just going in with my uniform, like manager uniform, just going into the club, just busting some shots, just having fun.
I love that. Going out in your MacD's uniform.
Well, that was the perks of obviously working in central London. King's Cross to be more exact. Gang, King's Cross. I don't know.
Gang.
Almost no one that I work with still work there, but it's all right. But my point is, I like to go out, but I tend to, I don't know, I think like I'm more towards chilling and exploring nature, or like having meaningful, 'cause like clubs, you just get sick of going to clubs every weekend, man.
Yeah, it's definitely not an every weekend thing anymore. 100%.
I like to chill, go to a park, go visit something, a museum. You know what I did? Well, not lately, but before the lockdown, I went in central London and I was just literally looking at buildings just to see the architecture. I was enjoying that.
So have you got a picture of Big Ben on your
no.
Hinge account?
No.
That's the thing. So how, like, right, go on your Hinge right now. What are your prompts? I want to know what your questions are.
Okay.
Or just give me one as like an example.
Okay, let me get.
Mine is so boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the thing as well, because you don't want them too boring.
This
but I think the prompts themselves that you have to answer, they're pretty boring. Like
yeah.
I want someone who, and then I put has bants.
Wow. Okay.
Because it can't be too serious. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Yeah, that's the thing. Some people take these so seriously, and that cringes me out as well.
Then I got to more. One is I'm overly competitive about, and I put quizzes.
Oh, I've got that one too.
Oh,
But
you put quizzes?
no, I put iMessage games.
Oh my days! All right, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, do you know what? I've actually had quite a few comments on that one, so it seems to go down well.
Okay, okay. And then the last one is what I order for the table, and I put nachos and wings.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, nachos straight away.
I mean, because every girl loves nachos, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know why that is. Oh,
Literally, every girl that goes out, and before they take drinks, or even they take drinks, the first food item they get is nachos for some, or wings. There's no in
or
between.
well, if there's halloumi as like a on the starter,
Or
then I'd
halloumi,
get
yeah.
all day long. Side note, nothing to do with online dating, but when I went to Ibiza a couple of years ago, I went to Ocean Beach and we got some nachos, standard. And honestly, they were the best. I still dream about these nachos. They were the best nachos I've ever had in my life. I don't know if it was because I was quite pissed or they were just incredible, but I think about them a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
No, no. Okay. Side note: the best nachos I had, it was the cheese sauce. The cheese sauce, it always
Oh,
hardens because obviously
yeah, it does.
it gets cold and it hardens, right? The best
Yeah.
cheese sauce I had, it was in Mallorca when I went to Spain, and then
Mm.
they gave us the cheese sauce in a pot that was hot, and then it kept it hot for like what 15 minutes. So the cheese
Oh
sauce was
my
actually not,
God.
dude. That was so good.
It sounds so good.
But yeah, anyway,
Wow.
coming back to
Anywho, yeah, back to. I'm just thinking about nachos now. Could make some for dinner. Anywho, yeah, I can't remember where we was at.
wait. So obviously, because I know you're a vegetarian, do you put that up to people?
No, I don't. And the reason I don't is because I I've thought about it before and I don't know if I don't want to put it up because I feel like it can be quite off-putting because a lot of people think that vegans and vegetarians are quite preachy people. And for me personally, I know some people wouldn't date, if you're a vegan, you wouldn't date a meat eater, but I don't care. Like, me being a vegetarian is a personal choice to me.
Yeah.
But I used to eat meat, so I'm not going to judge people for eating meat still. So, like, yeah, I don't put it up for that reason because I think people could be put off by it. And it's so minor. Like, if you got to know me, well, you would know. I don't care. People can sit and eat their meat next to me. I couldn't give a shit. But would you want someone to put that up? Does it make a difference to you?
No. Vegetarian, probably no. Vegan, probably yes. Just because, I mean, it's complicated because if you think about it, if you put it up, that means either one, that means a lot to you, so you probably expect the person you're dating to, give a big importance to that, right?
Yeah.
Or two, it would just for general knowledge, like, maybe you want to take the first date to a pub or restaurant, so, you're not gonna be like, oh, let's have some wings and beers,
Yeah. Well, so I do tend to mention it in passing, kind of early on. Um, yeah, so I do tend to mention it, but I just feel like, to me, although it means a lot to me, I wouldn't eat meat. I don't eat meat. I don't ever
Yeah.
plan to eat meat again. But I know that people like meat eaters, I find, take it more seriously that I don't eat meat than I do, if that makes sense. So like
Yeah.
it gets so if I'm booking a restaurant with my friends, I will often have, oh well, what's Amber gonna eat? I mean, there's plenty of things on the menu. Like, I'm okay, I'll figure something out. And even I've been to like steak restaurants with my friends and I'll just eat chips or whatever. Like, I'll have some sides, it's no problem.
No,
So
well, it's way easier being a vegetarian.
oh god, then a vegan.
A vegan, yeah.
Oh, what do you mean? It's easier now, what, than it was previously, or?
Well, if you remember, because obviously we are past 20s now, so if you
Yeah.
remember 20 years ago, being a vegetarian was as controversial as being a vegan now.
Oh my god, yeah, I know. To be honest, even when I first became vegetarian, to be honest, it was a bit of a nightmare to eat out. There wasn't a lot, but there is, like, it's not a problem now. No one really I find no one well, vegetarians don't really care. I think meat eaters care more than I do. But
Hmm.
anyway, so back to the profile thing. No, it's not in my profile. My profile, I don't put a lot on there, to be honest. Like, which maybe actually says more about me, because maybe I'm just relying on my photos to draw people's attention. But it's just because I don't really like writing a lot about me. I don't really know what to say. Like, I
Hmm.
hope that, you know, I think I've got a fairly decent personality, if that's the sort of thing you like. So, you know, it will attract someone, I guess. No, I don't know. Oh Christ,
No,
I
you're
just
right.
don't
Yeah,
even
yeah, it
know.
definitely. No, yeah, I know. I get you. I get you. That's fine.
So, um, yeah, I've kind of come off. Well, actually, I haven't come off Tinder, but I don't really go on there anymore. But do you know what? I don't know if you find this, but the audience on Tinder and Hinge are so different,
They're very different.
so
Yeah.
different. I guess maybe Tinder's become more of like a sex app, to be
No, I
honest.
think Tinder is not even that anymore. I mean, I never done it. I don't really see myself doing it, just like one night stands or anything like that. Because
Oh no, me neither.
I mean, I don't know. That's how I am. But my point is that I think Tinder nowadays is just like a social statement. Like I'm on it. I get this many matches a day. I'm
Oh
this good
God,
looking, and people
yeah,
don't even bother like engaging in a conversation, or like taking things further. Like going back to what
yes,
I said with the nines and tens and whatever, I think that's why no one goes for nines and tens, and they think they're like catfishing. Because why would you be on Tinder?
yeah. Well, that's true. Actually, I've seen some people that are insane. I'm talking like you must be a model, like you are insane. But I think that you're not real. Like I wouldn't even like you because you can't be real. Because why? What are you doing on Tinder? Maybe their personalities are shit, and that's why. I don't know. It could
I don't
be.
know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really give. I don't have an opportunity to speak to them because I don't. I often think, earlier when you were like they're bots. That's how I feel about some of these accounts. Like they can't be real. They can't be real. Um.
No, but that's why
Yeah.
like the main thing is obviously looks, right? So, I
Of course.
obviously don't get me wrong, looks are very important. As I said, first
Yeah.
impression
One hundred
matters.
percent.
You
Yeah.
can't you
One hundred
can't
percent.
only
People
like
that say they
someone.
aren't, you're chatting shit. I'm
Nah,
sure
nah,
of it.
nah. You can't not be attracted to someone because of the way they're thinking and they're like ugly AF. No
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah.
There still has to be somewhat of a physical attraction.
A one
It's just
hundred
how it
percent.
is.
This is what flipping online dating is all about. You look at people's photos. This is what I actually hate about it, right? I find that everyone on there is so dispensable. I went for a bit of a phase where I would be swiping, or if you swipe right, you like, swipe left, you don't yet. So I'd be swiping left to so many people. I haven't even looked at their profile. I've just been looking at their picture. I'm like, no, 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 no. And I don't mean that to sound shallow, but just for one reason or another, they're not my type. But actually, I find boys' pictures are often, I don't know why, but I find boys are not very good at taking photos and they always look better in real life than they do in their photos. But anyway, but actually, sometimes I think maybe I should give people a bit more of a chance. But at the end of the day, if you're not really attracted to someone like on that first look, you're probably not going to be. You can
Yeah.
grow to like people, but I don't
Oh yeah,
really
yeah,
want to
definitely.
grow,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
So do you not find that everyone on online dating is just waiting for like the next thing? Because I do.
It
I
happened to me.
find,
I mean, I was I was obviously discussing with various girls. It was going well. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. Like you could definitely tell.
yeah,
But then all of a sudden, they stopped responding, and you can only assume someone
yeah,
better looking or
100%.
came up. It's just simple
Yeah,
as that.
definitely. Oh, sorry, I just dropped my phone. Yes, that's exactly 100%. 100%. When all of a sudden people just go dead, it's probably because they have already been speaking to someone else and things might be progressing more with them. Because to be honest, that's what's happened to me. I've done that myself. I'll be already speaking to someone and I think that it's kind of going somewhere. So other people that you might be speaking to, you know, they kind of just get left a bit, which is a bit mean, really. But
Yeah, but this
I
is,
don't
is exactly how you said it. It's everyone's disposable. It's just how it
exactly
is. And
100%.
when you sign up for Tinder or anything else, Hinge, not sponsored by the way, you are joining at your own risk. You know what to expect.
Yep, yep. I would say the longer you're on there, you just get what happens. Like I remember when people first like would stop responding, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like what have I done? It's really not that deep. It's not a you problem. It's just that they might have got A, bored, B, already dating someone else and it's, you know, moved on. Or sometimes as well, like I don't have my notifications on any of my apps.
Hmm.
Just because I used to, but just because I feel like you can get a bit obsessed with it and spend too much time on there talking to people that are kind of irrelevant, not being rude, but you know,
Yeah.
and or just waiting for responses from people. So I just turned off my notifications. So I just go on there sort of as and when, which might be every couple of days, it might be once a week. And obviously that's no good if you're trying to have a conversation with someone because it's so stunted. You can't message on a Monday and then message back on a Friday. Like that you're not going to get to know someone like that.
Wait, so for how long did you have any dating app at one time, like without deleting it? How long did you actually have it for?
Oh God, I would say I haven't deleted any of them.
You
So
haven't?
I no
As in deactivating your account and starting
oh
fresh?
okay. So well, you know what? I'm quite rubbish with this. So I've been single for what 3 years. So I had got Tinder after about 6 months of me being single. I've deactivated it once for a short period of time, and then I got it back again. But I'm not active on it. Like I don't go on it, if that makes sense.
So even after like 6 months or something, do you still get matches and stuff? Because I personally, I never had it for more than a month at one time. I always delete it, and then like who knows what's
Oh
gonna happen.
really?
Yeah,
Why did you do that then?
it's just because I get bored. Like there's no interesting people. So I don't know.
Well, I just wouldn't go on there. So say for example, all right, throughout lockdown, I never I actually I'd say the first 3 months of lockdown I didn't go on Tinder at all, right? Just because I couldn't really be bothered. So I guess I'm not going to get any matches because I haven't been on there. But then when I went back on there and was more active, then I guess I would probably flag up on people's stack or whatever it's called, and they'd start seeing me again. Um, but yeah, I just wouldn't go on it. So I wouldn't deactivate or delete it. I just don't go on it. Um, Hinge I got during lockdown because my friend said it was really good, and you know she tried to get me on it, so I went on that.
Even I told you that.
Bumble, yeah, you did. To be fair, you did, but then I didn't really listen to you. I'm not gonna
Jesus
lie.
Christ.
But no, because my friend was in like a similar situation to me, and she tried various other ones. I was kind of letting her be the guinea pig, and then she was like reporting back which were the good ones.
Oh,
Um, so I've actually only had Hinge, Tinder, and I got Bumble, and I haven't used Bumble in about 6 months. But again, I haven't deactivated it. I just don't go on there.
yeah. No, but I told you what I
Probably even more.
recently found out that there is a hidden score that everyone has, right? So you have to do certain things in order for your score to be high or the maximum potential, right? So if your
Oh,
score
this
is
is what you told
higher,
me the other day, wasn't it?
yeah. So if your
This
score
was
is
good.
higher, you can be shown to more people. One reason why you wouldn't necessarily get matches is because your score is not as high, so you're not being shown to as many people as you should
Yeah,
because you're not
that's
doing
true.
things right. So I don't know how true is
Because I'm
that,
just
but
not going on there, I guess.
well, that is one reason. Obviously, if you're not active, you're just gonna stop being shown to people.
Yeah.
And then if you only swipe right, again, that's what I read anyway. I don't know. I didn't test it or anything. If you only swipe right, you will not be shown to as many people and therefore not get many matches. If you don't engage with your matches, your score is gonna go down as well. If your profile isn't completed, again, your score is gonna go down. So eventually, you can swipe all these people, but those people they're not actually gonna see. That's what
Oh,
I
okay,
read.
yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's true. That's probably why then I'm not. Well, but to be honest, I don't care about getting matches on these apps right now because I'm not on it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not in the mindset where I I feel like I only go back to Tinder when I'm in a certain mindset. So it might be that I'm particularly bored at that point,
Yeah.
or I'm just looking, if I'm being brutally honest, looking for a bit of attention. Like maybe I haven't really been talking to anyone else generally, and I'm just being a bit of an attention seeker. To be honest, it's not like I don't think I'm gonna find my husband on Tinder.
Husband.
Really, yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
think
people
that's
people
not
people
gonna
done
happen.
it. You know, it's
People have done it. It's so
being
true.
married for 5 years now, and
Yeah,
they've met on Tinder. It's
my friend actually, she came out of a kind of a similar time to me. It was a year after, but around the same sort of month. But a year after, she came out of a really long-term relationship, and she went on like a few dates, but then she met this guy on Tinder, and they've moved in together now,
oh well.
happily ever after. Yeah, he's really nice as well. Funnily enough, funnily enough, I actually, because we're from the same area, so I actually saw him on there myself.
Okay. Well, I think a good topic for the next episode could be not online dating but real life dating. How would you be like to be approached by someone on the street, for example, or in a pub, like club, whatever? But
Yes, this is a
let us
good
know. Let us know in the comments what you wanna hear next.
that is a good one because I actually had a chat with one of my girls about this the other day because okay, no, we'll save it. I won't go into it. We'll save it. We'll save it.
Yeah.
That's
No,
a good
but
one
coming
actually.
coming back to because I wanted to ask you like, what do you actually prefer to be approached with on Tinder? Because you said you don't like cheesy, cringy thing, but you didn't actually give me examples.
Like I don't know. I just feel like I've had too many of the I can't think of anything, but of the like cheesy chat up lines
So you
that
don't
I
like
just
cheesy chat up lines.
no, I just don't find them particularly funny. And that I'm not trying to be boring, but I'd rather people. Don't get me wrong. There's been some that I haven't heard before, and I actually do find them, quite funny. But on the whole, I don't really like them. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't like write someone off because of that. Um, I would engage. I'm not rude, but it's not really that doesn't like get my attention straight away. I would rather they comment. It could be like a slightly cheesy thing, but you've commented, you've like taken the time to read one of my prompts or look at my picture and
Yeah.
you've replied based on that. Like I just find I can connect with that better. Like that's funnier to me than just a random line that you've just posted to like five other people in that same second. Do you know what
I
I mean?
often do that. I just put the same line to
See?
everyone, bro. Like, I sometimes change it because sometimes I get bored of it.
This is this is the reason why I don't like it because don't get me wrong, I'm not like thinking, oh, I'm so special, so you've got to come up with something just for me. But I'm just very aware that these same lines go out to you sent it to me, but you've just sent it to 10 people before me and you'll send it to another 10 people. Like maybe you haven't taken the time to look at my stuff. You might have looked at my first picture and thought, oh, she's a bit of me, and then just sent me a really shit line. I don't know. I just don't. I just think that the originality has gone.
Okay, well, the thing is with originality, right? Let me give you an example. As obviously, there's certain names that you could take advantage of, such as Mercy, Hope, or
Ugh.
whatever. You can make some nice jokes, but then what are the chances of them not hearing that joke before?
Oh, 100%,
But my
100%.
favorite one is Hannah. Okay, and let me tell you why. Everyone knows that, or at least everyone that uses Reddit knows that, right? So Hannah,
Right.
spelled backwards, is Hannah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I go to them and be like, "So Hannah, did you know Hannah spelled backwards is Hannah?" And then depending on their response, I can tell. So which way do you prefer, from the front or from behind?
Oh,
And I think that's a pretty good one, and it's
yeah, I
a bit
actually like that one.
personalized to Hannah because it only works with Hannah, right?
Yeah, it's true. But do you know what? Also, you've really got to gauge what people will find funny because
Hmm.
like I quite like rude jokes. I find them quite funny.
Yeah,
But
same.
when it's an actual joke, I don't like people coming at me and being like, "Let's fuck." Like, that's not funny. That's quite disgusting, and you're going to get blocked. But bits of a joke, I do like that. That's funny. But I follow this account on Instagram. I don't know if I should say it or not.
Not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah, it's not sponsored. I can't actually remember the direct name of the account, and I don't want to get it wrong. So it's basically this account that she's a bit of a serial online dater, if you like. She's got various different platforms, and she posts, like, not in a bad way, but she just posts like some outrageous messages that she'll get. And honestly, some of them I do think they're just guys that are trying to be a bit funny, and she shouldn't be so hard on them because they're just trying to be funny. But honestly, some of them are fucking disgusting. Like, they're so inappropriate, and I just think that's fine if that's what you're after, but you need to gauge the audience, because her bio and her pictures are not giving off that sort of vibe. So I don't understand why you would approach someone like that. It's very weird.
I know what you mean. I didn't actually tell you. When I'm on Tinder or any other platform, Hinge or whatever, I tend to look out for three things in
go on.
in the person I'm engaging with, right? And obviously that is, the first one is looks. If I find her attractive or cute. The second thing would be energy. If I start a conversation in a level, at a level of energy that I'm giving out, she needs to match that.
Love that.
If
100%.
if she's gonna take her time replying, like one reply every 2 days, that's dead.
Yeah, that's shit.
That's dead. True. I think you're clapped. I move to another one.
Clapped.
The third one is very important for me because it's hobbies. I always, in the first, let's say, day that we talk, I tend to ask. Well, I used to be like, what are you into? People were thinking I'm actually talking about sexual things, so I stopped. I said, what are your hobbies?
Oh, yeah, that's a better way to put it.
What are your hobbies? Definitely. And I've had this girl once. It was, she said food and drinking. And I said, babes, that's not a hobby.
Yeah.
What are you saying? So breathing? Is breathing a hobby?
That's a basic necessity to keep us alive.
When I'm asking what's your hobbies, I want to know, like, I play, I run, I watch, I read, I draw. Something, man. Something interesting. You can't say I drink and I eat. What is that?
No, I know. Do you know what, though? I've got to say, that's like two of my favourite pastimes. But she could have put it in a way that's like, I mean, we all like to eat. That's the standard. But I like to go out for dinner. Like, that's something that I do in a lot of my spare time. I like to go out for dinner, have nice chats, go to nice places, experience new food. She could have made it sound a bit more entertaining than I like to eat and drink.
Yeah. So you have to be, like, interesting. Like, remember, you're trying to sell yourself to this person that you find attractive.
That's true.
But for me, like, hobbies are a really, really important part of my partner, so to say. Because I'm a bit, like, if you look at me, you wouldn't necessarily think that I like games and anime, right? I like other things.
No,
like,
you're right.
I like football. I like, obviously, clubs, going out. But I like nature. Even more than clubs, maybe. People
these
wouldn't...
days, for sure.
Well, not even these days, like normal days as well. So, if, you gotta be out there, man. Just, like, say, what's your hobbies? Like, you like, I don't know, painting, you like art, you like whatever, man.
I think when you said about the energy, like, that's so important. If people, like, if you're given off a certain energy and a certain vibe, you want that matched. Oh god, there's no, when you're like messaging and you're quite, like, sometimes my messages might be a bit long-winded, but it's just because, like, I'm quite a chatty person, so I like to try and get that across. I hate people that give, like, one-word answers. It's so annoying.
Yeah, well, listen, when people do that to you, just be like,
oh, I unmatch.
No, you gotta be like, oh, sorry, my back hurts. And they're gonna be like, huh, why? And then just answer, like, from carrying all this conversation, bro, you're dead.
Wait, that's a good one, actually. That's such a good one.
Quite often my back hurts when I talk to you because I'm carrying all this humor and bants, so...
To me? I was going to say, are you done? Not at all. Are you joking?
But yeah, I guess just to wrap this up, well, if you guys want us to talk about anything in any next episodes, just let us know, and we'll approach and debate the subject.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye.